Is it a
Mhm.
reason? Is it a reason why One Piece does not creep up in your top five versus Vinland
Mm,
Saga and the rest of them? Because right now, One Piece is on an undeniable run.
mhm. I guess with me with One Piece, it's a good anime. It's just not something that I feel like is like a something that I know that I can rewatch or something that I know like when I watch it my heart races or or I just like when I watch it I'm just like hooked or like I have to like each episode, you know what I mean? Like and this is just for me personally, like not for everybody cuz I actually do love One Piece and I've watched all the way up until Dressrosa, so I'm like in the 6 700s right now. But for me it's kind of like, it's just I feel like it's not that type of anime that really just kinda hooks me in or that I know that, like, yeah, this is a top 5 anime for me, like, I'm definitely gonna come and,
Okay.
watch it over and over and over again.
I'm stuck at Skypiea. That's like episode 100. I can't get past it. I asked somebody, how many episodes do I have to watch to get out of Skypiea? And they
Mhm.
said 90. Solo Leveling is not even 90. Like Cowboy
Yeah.
Bebop is not even 90 episodes. And these are like animes that I absolutely love. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably not even 90 episodes. I don't know that
Mhm.
the exact amount, but it's just really, really hard, you know, with working and producing content and everything that goes on. I don't know if I could
Mhm.
dedicate my life to 1,000 episodes, but I
Yeah,
do see
it's
what
very,
one
very long.
yeah, I do see what One Piece is doing. I am going to step away from the bashing of One Piece, but I definitely thought it was interesting that you either almost fall on like the DBZ side or the One Piece side, and anytime you're asked about it, it's almost like you automatically choosing one or the other. But you could like both of them. But
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
rarely ever hear One Piece and DBZ in a top five. It's either one or the other.
I think because they're both 2 big franchises, like, you understand, like Dragon Ball and One Piece is already in a competitive nature when it even comes to like the studio that's animating it. Like when it comes to Toei, like the Toei will have I feel like its own bias towards One Piece, and then it'll have like it'll suck towards Dragon Ball. I kind of saw that with how they handle Diamond's promotion opposed to what they
Mhm.
did with One Piece. So I feel like it's just kind of like you can love both, but I feel like because there's such heavy hitter anime, like even when you go on Toei's fiscal year, and how much and which anime made them the most. Like one time, One Piece knocked Dragon Ball down to number two, but then Dragon Ball crept back up. So it's kind of like this whole competitive thing of like both of them being such a lucrative, anime for Toei that it becomes like a almost automatic competition between not only in the animation studio itself, but between fans because it's just like, oh, Toei loves One Piece better, Toei loves Dragon Ball better. So it's just like, but honestly, it's just like you can love both, but I think having both of them is like your top five. I think that's probably why because it's always gonna be a competition between One Piece and Dragon Ball because they're under the same, animation
Okay.
studio.
Okay, for sure.